'Twas the day before Christmas, and all through the house, the tropical plants didn't care if they were inside or out. Look at this beautiful weather! Yeah! Unfortunately, the whole country can't boast this feeling here. So it says we only have a high of 59 degrees today in Lafayette, California. However, when you park yourself up on a south-facing slope with good cold air drainage, all that cold air from the nighttime drops down below, so everything starts out warmer. And when you have a artificial putting green in the back, which builds up a bunch of heat and a bunch of hardscape and south-facing aspect ratio, where the sun comes up, shines on the property all day, and goes down, your backyard ends up being 10 degrees warmer. And of course, the plants appreciate it, as do I. But, as I mentioned, we are the lucky ones. Let me show you. I'm going to play meteorologist today, and some interesting things going on. I'm going to probably load this video as soon as I put it up because it's just so timely. First interesting thing is when I go to weather.com, watch, weather.com, boom, boom, I get access denied. I think that, let me tell you why. Millions across, right here, millions across North America will face deep freeze and the coldest Christmas in years as powerful winter storm Elliot with snow and blizzards heads for the east central United States this week. Let me reiterate. That ain't us. Basically, that way, east, that's where the problem lies. And this is a really rare time when, there it is. There's the Christmas 2022 deep freeze. Look at the polar vortex shooting down out of the north, bringing all that cold, cold, cold air. It's really remarkable. And we've got all this warm air over here. In fact, the warmest place in the United States, I believe, is going to be where I will be later today. And that is my property in Vista. Look, it's 77 degrees there now. And it's going to be 81 degrees on the beach tomorrow. It does drop off a little bit after that. But we're going to have Hawaiian weather tomorrow. I'll be out surfing. It's going to be amazing. Spend all day on the beach on Christmas with the family. So, yeah, and if I get in front of the big south-facing wall on the beach, it'll probably be more like 90 degrees. And with the sand warming everything up. Now, interestingly, let's look at a few other things here. Places where coconut trees grow. That would be Tampa, Florida. Look at this. Tampa, Florida is only going to have a high of 48 degrees tomorrow and a low of 32. And right now, it's, time is it? It's 3 o'clock in Orlando. No, I'm sorry, Tampa. And it's 43 degrees there. That's just unbelievable. And it's going to be 28 degrees tonight, and there's a freeze warning. And coconut trees live there, and they can't live here. Isn't that crazy? So what else? Let's take a look at a few other places. Let's try Orlando. Orlando's probably going to get access denied. See, I think the whole weather.com system is going crashing down because everyone's trying to use it at once is my theory here. But again, yeah, it says it's 58 degrees in Lafayette, but it's certainly much warmer in my backyard right now. And let's take a look at what's going on here. Here are all these. So I believe that Miami, I checked when I was able to check, but now I can't because the system crashed, was going to have a high of 54 degrees today, which is just ridiculously cold. Here's the temperature outlook. Look at that. That is a beautiful sight if you live on the West Coast. The warmest temperatures of all are going to be right here, I believe, of the whole entire state. It says it's above average, but really it's warmer down here, obviously. So when it's above average down here, then you get probably a record, not record temperature, but the warmest temperatures in the whole entire country on Christmas will be at my house in San Diego. So remember that, you guys. If you live in a really cold place, think about, coming to my place and paying me a few bucks to stay at my VRBO, 2-bedroom, 2-bath in Vista, California. Let's take this is a really good website, severeweather.eu. Global weather is the polar vortex. Let's see if we see any other charts here. Now, what's interesting and scary is they say with global warming, we may end up with more of these polar vortexes that come down and hammer. Here's a good example. They come down out of the north and hammer the south and the midsection. We had extremely cold freeze. It was last year, the year before in Texas. The low in Austin was only 20 degrees over the last 20 years. It got to 0 for like 3 days in a row. 20-degree difference from the lowest low it had set in 20 years. And it just literally killed all the tropical plants down there. I thought about opening a nursery here, but then that scared me away. Anyway, so they say that what happens often is this jet stream that comes across and brings all of the warm air from the Pacific onto the western coast, protects us from deep inland freezes most of the time. They say with global warming, this jet stream, it basically finds its pathway on latitude lines dependent upon the difference between the equator temperatures and the pole temperatures. And so it's somewhere in here usually, but as the poles warm disproportionately more than the equator, the jet stream, they say, will be shifting further north, which is kind of scary because then we end up getting no rain. This jet stream really brings in a lot of rain to California in the wintertime when this jet stream drops further south. So that's kind of a concerning thought. The other concerning thought is that as the differential between the pole and the equator decreases, then that will slow the jet stream down. And when the jet stream slows down, it ends up getting into a wobbling effect, almost like a river on a flat terrain. Rivers on flat terrains really serpentine quite a bit because of the slow velocity. And I think the same principle is at play with the jet stream a little bit. With slow velocity, it also has more of a meander, which is really scary because with more of a meander, it has more potential to bring extremely cold air from the north all the way down across the middle of the country. And that's what's happening right now. Happened in Texas 2 years ago to an extreme. And so the people that are trying to grow tropical plants down here are going to find difficulty if that becomes the case more often. You can see also that could also affect California if we get cold air coming from the north with this more of a meandering jet stream, which is kind of scary. What else do we see here? The cold temperature. Here, look at the cold temperature map. Look at how far this cold air came down all the way to the southern tip of Texas and into Mexico, and obviously through Florida. But it's extremely cold in this area in here. And we're nice and balmy warm over here. So anyway, this is an interesting thing to watch. But there's a good example of what's kind of going on here. This massive vortex coming down out of the Arctic and Canada and just bringing all of this cold air. Look at that. Extremely freezing air, 17 degrees in Houston, 17 degrees in New Orleans. What else do I see? 14 in Dallas. That's just unheard of. So anyway, yeah. Sorry if you guys were living there today for Christmas, but just put another log on the fire and everything will be okay eventually. Hopefully your plants won't freeze too bad. But let's just rejoice all these people that are out here on the West Coast for this beautiful weather that we're receiving right now. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about the weather today. And I'm gonna go outside and do a little garden tour. I have another plant I want to video right now. So, and again, just to reiterate the temperatures of the day, I'm probably a little bit too warm right now in my long sleeve shirt. But yeah, gotta love California. It's out there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at that. Frame that up, huh? Gotta get up higher where there's nothing on the window. Oh yeah, baby. Just do little funky zooms on it. Look at the fire in the sky.
Whoa.
Looks like the aftermath of a nuclear explosion. Super cool, super cool, super cool, super cool. Well, how many drink tickets do we have? Should we order 3 or just 2? Each. Where's Santa? Where is he? He's out there somewhere. Look at that beautiful sunset. Pacific Ocean. Elliot did this. Elliot did this. Let's hear it for Elliot. Elliot did this. I've never seen this place. Chris Elliot did this. These poor people. This is what you do. San Diego, Christmas. This is where you come right here. Casa de Reyes, baby. Look at that. Oh, the fire. This place is so cool. Of course, we have to hold all of our bags because we just got off the plane and I lost my kids. Look at this. This is Christmas San Diego style. Like there's the wise men. Is that the wise men? Right over there. Come on, come on. There you go. Got your Christmas tree. Everyone's having a good time. And I lost my oh, there they are. Right here. And it's, of course, it's super warm. The rest of the country is freezing. The airport is a total mess. All these people are not getting to their destinations, which I felt really terrible about. But we made it. Here we are. Yeah. Cool. So, you almost don't even need to go to Mexico. You could just come here. And you'll pretty much get more than the full experience of Mexico. At the very bottom of coastal California, Casa de Reyes, Old Town. Look at this place. This is more Mexico than you'll get in real Mexico. You can even go buy Mexican tiles right inside there, which I'm going to go in there because I have a little project with the place. I'm going to see if they can make something custom. Those are all hand painted. Make something custom might take 2 or 3 weeks, but they just send the order down to Mexico and it gets done. And all kinds of beautiful botany here, jade plants, and here we are. It's not as big as it looks. It's not as big as it looks.
Enjoy.
Put your face next to it. Let's show how small it is. Oh my God! Wait a minute. It's definitely bigger than it looks.
It's pretty big.
What do you got? Tell me the pro tip that your dad taught you.
Well, first of all, this is the El Jefe margarita.
Okay.
So it's really big. It's for El Jefe, obviously. But also, you buy an extra shot on the side so you can add it.
It's bigger than it looks, but it's an illusion.
Holy.
Wait,
Oh, we might.
No, it's not an illusion. Is that like an $80 margarita? How much did that thing cost? I don't even know.
How much was it?
It was like, I think it was like a 30 ounces.
35 bucks. Anyway, so you can see the table's not perfectly level because the rim is a little higher here than the water level. And then on this side, it's overfloweth. So if it's overfloweth on one side, Carson, here's the critical question.
What?
When do you add the tequila?
When it's not overflow, or you could move it to the center of the table and it's level.
That's exacting science. I think we need to add. We need to suffer through a little bit too sweet of margarita with.
It's pretty sweet.
I bet it is. You got to let it, the ice mellow it out.
Yeah.
But the tequila will give it a little bit more flavor, which is why I get the extra tequila. That's a pro tip. But make sure to drink it down a little bit before you add your tequila because it's extremely important that you get that right. And that's the pro tip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whee! Look at that wall. The next thing you know, you're on the beach in San Diego. And it is a beautiful, warm winter day. I'd say right here where we are, in front of this wall, it's probably 75 degrees. And a little bit breezy. But otherwise, a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous day. So keep that in mind when you're freezing cold, you need to thaw out, wintertime. I've got the spot.
Love it.